Saw there was a big protest outside the NRA meeting, which was good. Do we have any insight into what they're actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas? Someone should bomb that building.
Okay, this is just too good to be true. Ethan Klein literally telling his followers on his podcast to fucking bomb the NRA building. Really, dude? Really? This is YouTube's golden boy right here. Literally just promoting terrorism on his fucking stream openly. Oh, but sorry, I'm taking him out of context, all right? Let's take a look at that juicy context and just, see how he can explain himself out of this one.
Talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas. Someone should bomb that building. Okay,
Don't.
I'll roll that back.
Roll that back immediately.
Everything but violence.
Just rewind time.
Let me...
We cut back.
I got a little carried away there. Nobody bombed the building, all right? I take that back.
Wait a minute. Hold on now. What do you mean take it back? So you meant it. You meant what you... It wasn't a joke. It wasn't an edgy bit for your show. It was an actual dark thought you had that you now regret saying on the air. Give me a fucking break, dude. This is as blatant as it gets, right? Like, look, I'm not going to go out there and say deplatform Ethan Klein, okay? Because I still want to have more principles than that. But it's getting harder and harder to stand by that every fucking day. I mean, given how YouTube treats other streamers and other YouTubers versus how they treat Ethan Klein, I mean, the bias here is obvious, right? But get a load of this, all right? This isn't the worst thing Ethan has done recently. There's actually something a lot worse that he did about a few weeks ago. I'm a little bit late to this story because the story is a little bit complicated, but it's worth it, right? Like, even though I'm 3 weeks late to the story, it's still worth it because it's absolutely insane. Basically, there was this girl that went on this Manosphere podcast, this sort of like alpha male dating, like pro-masculinity podcast type, one of those types of shows, right? Fresh and Fit, the maker of videos like, "This is the end goal with modern women. She said this and triggered modern women. We asked if they're sleeping with more than one person. Girls won't look at you as boring by doing this. The real reason why hoes won't say shit to your face. Girls are pussies." So, like, this is a podcast that you can you can tell what type of podcast this is, right? So these girls who were fans of the H3 show decided to fuck with the guys, the Fresh and Fit, of the Fresh and Fit podcast. These girls decided to troll the guys and pretend like they were down to have sex, but then just string them along the entire night and then go on H3's show and one of them accused Fresh of, she doesn't say it. Ethan Klein says the accusation for her, but basically she told some embarrassing stories about Fresh, and Ethan Klein goaded her into saying that she was sexually assaulted. That's right, Ethan Klein took charge of a girl's, sexual harassment story, turned it into assault, and platformed it on his show so that he could go after a group of YouTubers that he just doesn't like. And I get why he doesn't like these people. Obviously, I'm sure they politically disagree on probably almost everything. But the levels of just snakery that Ethan Klein is on is just insane. And even his own followers have been shitting on him and calling him out for this for weeks now. And him not addressing this, by the way, him completely running from the topic. Never thought I'd defend Fresh and Fit over H3, but what Ethan did here is so disgusting, it's beyond anything Fresh and Fit has done. Another comment says, false accusations are something I wouldn't want even on my worst enemy. But Ethan proved today, if you hate someone enough, you are willing to do anything to destroy them. Jesus. Another comment reads, this whole Fresh and Fit situation is being taken completely out of context. There was no sexual assault. I watch H3 every week, so I'm not biased. We can't just let Ethan take his personal anger out on others and try to spin every situation into something horrible. Real sexual assault victims know how damaging this kind of behavior is. The girl herself didn't even feel like it was sexual assault. Believing victims is wonderful, but believing Ethan is something very dangerous because he has a habit of trying to tear people down if he has beef with them. Although the crew claims they are not yes men, in every situation Ethan goes after someone, they always support him regardless of the situation. It is very quickly just turns into bullying, and I wish people held Ethan more accountable. The situation didn't involve Ethan whatsoever. and you have to ask yourself why he does so little to investigate the facts before going so hard to slander someone's character. This is why he always gets sued. Also, notice he tells you not to watch the podcast response of Fresh and Fit. He is trying to control the narrative of a situation that did not involve him. These are Ethan's own fans nailing him to the fucking wall, and everything they're saying is 100% true. Everything they're saying is, there's not a single thing this commenter said that I disagree with, and this is an H3 fan.
Yeah, someone who watches every week and isn't even like a fan of Keemstar or us or like any of like the H3 critics.
No.
Or he or she or they or
they went off.
They came to that conclusion on their own through being very perceptive and being able to write that out. So
yeah, I'm
congrats
stunned.
to that person.
You know, I thought the
Great
comments
comment.
maybe would just be shitting on him, but they're actually making good points and they're just drilling him, saying stuff like, "This is why he's always getting sued." I mean, that shit cuts deep, man. Like, holy shit.
Like, they're going in. It isn't just like, oh, I can't believe Ethan falsely accused someone. I'm so disappointed. It's like going in on the reasoning, like, bro.
They're like, I love this line. Believing victims is wonderful, but believing Ethan is something very dangerous because he has a habit of trying to tear people down. They shredded him, dude.
This comment is fucking beautiful. What the fuck?
They fucking just destroyed him. And there's more, too.
Usually long comments are annoying to read, but that one was...
It was as long as it needed to be.
Exactly.
I'm upvoting it. Let's look at the rest of these. You know it's bad when they have you defending Fresh and Fit. I'm glad to see in the comment section women who do this kind of crazy being held accountable. Ethan ought to be ashamed for trying to lead a conversation towards a false allegation. This caller should be thrown in jail for doing what she is doing, and no one called her out and questioned anything? Jeez, this is a comment I would...
Okay,
that's
a little nuclear.
It's nuclear, but I would expect to see this on my channel. You know?
Not H3.
Ethan, like, damn, dog. Damn, Ethan, this is a new low for you. For the guy that back in the day went out of his way to defend people who were falsely accused or harassed, remember?
Oh, true.
False accusations must become a severely punished crime. Most people here hate Fresh and Fit, but no one deserves to deal with that only because someone doesn't like you. It's a tragedy how low Ethan has fallen, from beloved comics from YouTube's golden era to pure toxic garbage content creator. So that anything that comes from his channel is just clickbait and has no integrity.
Yikes! They're going hard on him. Jeez,
they're just raping him.
No wonder he lost 10K subs off that.
Yeah. I can't believe this guy has a podcast and can't ask the correct questions to catch her in her lie. Congrats, you got outsmarted by a teenager clown. And I could just go on and on. These are the top comments, ladies and gentlemen. The top comments. I mean, you can just see these H3 fans like fucking hate him now for this. It's going to get to the point where eventually he's going to have to talk about it. And I can't wait for that. But as of right now, he's going to sit there and pretend like, there's no controversy. Nothing's happening, guys. Nothing's happening. So get a load of this in the podcast, right? Listen to some of these clips.
And he offered us alcohol. He said, like, do you guys want to drink? And I was like, no, thank you. Cause I've drank in high school and stuff like that, but I knew I was going on a podcast. So I knew I wanted to be coherent when I was like on live.
So this is before you go on. You're 19 years old and they're offering you alcohol. That's classy.
Yeah. And then so they offered me a White Claw. So I was like, no, thank you. And they were like, come on. So I just took the White Claw and I opened it and pretended like, oh yeah, I have a White Claw.
Pressured you, in fact, to take an alcoholic beverage. We love that.
So the allegation starts with the girl accusing Fresh and Fit of supplying them with alcohol while they were under the legal drinking age in the United States, which for those of you guys that don't know, it's 21, not 18. They were 19 years old, right? And okay, honestly, sure, fair accusation, all right? Because if you're somebody who can legally drink and you're around people who can't legally drink, then, the supposed good thing that you're supposed to do is to, not drink with them or not supply them with alcohol, which is, against the law. Personally, do I really care that much? Not really. I'll be honest with you, I really don't. Mostly because I think the drinking age being 21 is kind of ridiculous. But I don't really care one way or the other, personally speaking, but you still probably shouldn't break the law. So whatever, fair enough. Fine start to your allegation. Except for the fact that Ethan Klein inserts into the story that these girls were fucking pressured.
Like, oh yeah, I have a White Claw.
Pressured you, in fact, to take an alcoholic beverage. We love that.
Pressured? Really? Because when the girl talks, she talks about how she gave into the most basic form of peer pressure of all time. They offered her a White Claw. She was like, nah, okay, sure. She wasn't pressured. She wasn't forced. She willingly made the decision to take the White Claw for herself. So if she's going to criticize them for helping her in an immoral act, she should also criticize herself for partaking in that, right? You're a grown-ass woman. You might not be old enough to drink, but you're old enough to say no, okay? If you had said no and then they were like, no, bitch, you have to drink this, then it'd be, okay, that'd be insane. That would completely change the story. But that's not what happened at all.
So,
by the way, I just want to note how creepy it is that they're trying to get you group of girls alcoholed up when the two of them don't drink. I mean, that is so messed up.
Yeah, good one, Ethan. He's literally just saying that women are so retarded, all right? If you ask them to do things, they're not capable of making their own decisions. And so if you lead them to what Ethan would consider bad decisions, the women, it's not their fault because they're just so stupid they can't possibly come to good decisions, all right? It's the fault of the men that are guiding them into these decisions. Like, fuck off, Ethan. I know for a fact there's no way you believe that, right? Like, this is such a stupid argument. Again, they might not be old enough to drink, but they're legally adults, all right? And they're capable of making the most basic of adult decisions, okay? Fucking, I have to make these decisions sometimes. You don't think when I go to like YouTuber parties and stuff like this, like people aren't just offering, obviously not like hard drugs or anything, but certainly people are offering drinks. I just say no if I don't want to fucking drink. Like, it's not that difficult. Like, peer pressure, yeah, sure, it exists. It might even still exist for adults, but it's nowhere near as extreme as people make it out to be. It's like, just say no.
He's not answering. It's like a whole game of cat and mouse. And Myron gets the wallet, and Walter was like, oh, he wants your friend's number if he's going to bring back the wallet, meaning me. So I was like, sure, like I need my wallet. Like, I'm not going to text this guy anyways. So he gets my number.
So she gave the dude her number, even though she planned to, quote, never talk to him, which obviously didn't happen, right? Like, already this girl's story is like weird and doesn't really make any sense, you know? Why did she have to like give her number to the guy?
So I'm walking like towards the bedroom into the balcony, like towards the balcony, and he's standing in the door frame and he just grabs my face and kisses me.
Wow. There you go. He was reading the room, good at reading the signals.
Yeah. And
awesome.
Kisses me. I'm like, no thank, like, you know, I'm like, no thanks. Mind you, this man is like 6'7".
Did he lead with tongue or no?
I don't even like thinking about it. I just
right,
feel like
I'm
he
sorry.
just kissed me. No,
right.
It's okay.
Right. Let's not relive that moment.
Genuinely, what the fuck did he... What is this?
Did he lead with tongue or no?
No, but did it feel good though?
So the girl hangs out with the guy the entire day. They're drinking at the bar together, you know, they're in the car together alone, separate from her friend, you know, she's at the studio and stuff like this. The entire time, things seem to be relatively smooth, all right? She is debating him the entire time, at least according to her, which sounds like a cope, but whatever.
The minute I saw him when I got out of the car to the minute that I left with him, I was debating him the whole time. And
so he leans in for a kiss, all right? But somehow she wasn't down. And instead of just saying like, hey, no, don't do that, what does she do?
So I come back in the room and then I go to the bathroom, like in the kitchen. He's like, that's not where the mouthwash is. So I was like, oh, okay, where's the mouthwash? And he points to like the bedroom bathroom.
Are you a little scared at this moment?
I was very uncomfortable. I was very like I didn't know, again, like a lot of people, I didn't want to speak out about this either. Cause again, like there's alcohol involved, you know, like a lot of women try to speak out about stuff like this. And you usually get the whole, like you asked for it if you didn't do this or that, the third. But like when I was in that moment, like it was like a fight or flight or like freeze. So I basically froze. Like I didn't know what to do, but I was just like keeping in touch with my friend. Like, hey, like, what are you guys doing? Like, can we just go home? But
yeah, I mean,
he was like trying to keep me there.
At this moment, it does sound a little scary that you're in this studio with this massive dude He's just come on to you. He tried to kiss you. You rejected him. And now he's kind of ordering you around to mouthwash, because at that point it's like, well, why am I mouthwashing? Are you going to try to make out with me more?
She just continues the allegation, but also her allegation is fucking stupid. So they kiss. The guy tells her to use mouthwash. So then she goes to the bathroom for an hour, just dicking around, wasting time. Why? Because you're afraid that he's going to come in there and like rape you or something like that? Like you're hiding in the bathroom from this large man, as Ethan puts it?
Studio with this massive dude. He's just come on to you.
I like how Ethan subtly just adds details to the story to make him sound as terrible as possible, even though nothing bad has happened in this interaction so far. Oh yeah, apparently this whole time she was wearing their fucking merch.
I was wearing a Fresh and Fit hoodie, and
good one.
And then so at this point, like I'm standing next to this bed, and then I'm like trying to like, again, like give him cues, like I want to leave, I don't want to be here. And he's like, oh, you can sit on the bed. So I sit on the bed, and I'm sitting at the edge of the bed, like the memes, how they say how girls are. And I'm sitting at this edge of the bed. He's like, oh, you can come up a little bit more. So now I come up, but I leave a nice gap between the both of us where it's like very obvious, like I don't like you, that I'm leaving a gap between us.
Sending him the cues that I wanted to leave. So what was stopping you in this situation from leaving? What was the thing that made it impossible for you to just walk out or tell the guy fuck off? Like what was stopping you from doing these things? Because you seem to be implying that like you were afraid of this person or that he was going to like harm you if you tried to like get away, but you're never actually saying that or substantiating that. It's like you want us thinking that in our minds, but then you're supplying us with no information for us to get to that conclusion. Like you just want us to walk away from the story thinking, damn, that guy's a real piece of shit. Oh, really? Why? What did he do? Well, I don't know. I mean, I just heard a really convincing story from this girl.
And I was wearing like this shirt, and it's like a very loose shirt, whatever. And he basically lifts up the shirt and made a comment. And then I was like, I'm done. I'm over this. Like, and
Wait,
I said
he lifted
to him,
up your shirt and kind of looked at underneath it and commented?
Yeah, my chest, because I have piercings.
I'm sorry. You say what?
No, I said I have piercings, so he made a comment on it.
Oh, okay.
And it was very creepy. It was very weird.
I don't want to. This is bad. This is very bad. This is a very disturbing story, actually.
Yeah, it's interesting, but at that point,
I think he may have assaulted you. I mean, at this point,
I mean, I don't want to say that, but like again, like it was my experience.
He also implicationed you a little bit too. The way they split you guys up and.
So this is the moment right here where Ethan Klein takes control of the girl's story and adds to it. He says assaulted, all right? The guy made a weird comment about her tits, and that's assault. I'm pretty sure, like, if anything, like, at worst, that would be harassment, right? Assault implies that he's, like, getting aggressive, maybe, or violent, or, like, he rapes her, or something like sexual assault, you know what I mean? Like, that's more what assault implies. Not he made a weird comment. Like, this story is largely just completely unremarkable. Nothing about this story is going to make you think, damn, that guy's a piece of shit, if you have just like a few brain cells and are capable of the most basic form of critical thinking, all right? And when I say piece of shit, I mean like rapist, not just like an asshole. He probably is an asshole, but based on this story, I'm not getting any sexual assault vibes at all. There might be a few embarrassing details here or there, but so what? We all have embarrassing details about ourselves. Like, who gives a shit? Even the comments, again, in this own H3 like live stream, even the comments are ripping Ethan's asshole apart. Because to be quite honest, I mean, what he's doing here is actually fucking gross. Like, it's actually horrible if you really think about it for like 2 seconds.
So I like, as soon as he like makes that comment, I push him off me and I say, I verbalized to him, I said, I don't want to have sex with you. Did you think I came here to have sex with you? And he got very mad. Like, he just got mad. Like, he did like a little toddler thing where he was huffing and puffing, went and goes on his phone. And he just like went silent.
Wow, that sounds like horrible assault. She said that she didn't want to have sex. He got a little pissed off, but he just went to scroll on his phone. Not like attack her or scream at her or manipulate her or really do anything. He was just a little bit pissed, right? He was a little bit pissed because someone he spent the entire night with that he thought was sending off the signals wasn't actually sending off the signals because, well, we know the reason why she was actually there. It was to fuck with them and to get a story to get on H3 to chase clout. That's why she went there. She didn't go there to hang out with the people. She went there because she's a fucking vulture. That's why.
And I changed back into the outfit that I had in the bathroom. And I came out, I gave him the merch back, and I say, okay, can you bring me home now?
So then she asked for the guy to drive him home, even though she's afraid of him. Even though she's like, living in fear of him. She doesn't run away, which, by the way, apparently her apartment was like literally 1 mile away from his studio. So even if she had no access to like a car or Uber to like get away from the place if it was dangerous, she could have just fucking like walked away or ran away or something. You know what I mean? But she didn't do any of that. She asked the guy for a ride back home. Why would you ask somebody for a ride home, somebody you're like afraid to be around and think is like a general threat to your safety? Why would you ask that guy? It just doesn't make any sense.
I order my own Uber and I'm walking out and I'm like, oh, my Uber's coming. Like, can you walk me downstairs? Because I didn't know how to work this building. So he walks me to the elevator, pushes the button and walks away. Like with no comment. He just pushes the button and walks back into the studio.
Oh no, he walked me down the elevator and then looked away and didn't say goodbye. It's like, this is somebody you were supposed to be like afraid of. This is somebody that was supposed to be like wildly dangerous or at the very least just somebody that like, you shouldn't be around. Why would you want him to spend more time with you when you were allegedly trying to get away from him?
You started crying.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. That whole thing is really traumatic. And I'll tell you what, I actually didn't know how crazy this story gets at the end. I'm sorry you went through that.
Yeah, it's all right. I just want to bring it more awareness.
I mean, wow,
to this is...
What was traumatic, Ethan? Genuinely, what was traumatic? What was the bad part? Please, just fill me in here. And I get, again, like, if you have small criticisms of Fresh Fit, I'm not saying they're the most upstanding guys either, okay? I'm just saying that this story does not come close to sexual assault or a traumatic experience. If it was traumatic, the girl did, like, a legendarily shit job at explaining it. Because nothing so far has indicated trauma. In fact, a lot of it has indicated that this girl's like maybe a little self-absorbed. I don't know. Maybe going there for the wrong intentions. I don't know. I'm just saying. That's kind of the vibes I'm getting.
But what's messed up is they intentionally split you guys up. And then he took you all the way out to the studio and then basically stranded you there. He's like, well, if you want to leave, you got to fucking pay for your own ride. I mean, what the fuck, dude? But anyway, it's a good thing he didn't give you a ride home because who knows what else he would have tried on you.
Stranded the girl in his apartment. Really careful wording there, Ethan. Jesus Christ. Like, at this point, he might as well just accuse the guy of just outright just raping the child. Even though she's 19, just say child. Fuck it. I mean, at this point, we're just dropping, like, insane comparisons that, like, we're so far removed from the original story at this point. We're just making a fan fiction.
Wow. Well, this took an unexpected dark turn.
An unexpected dark turn. I mean, just, again, notice how Ethan is just struggling to try and sell the story to his audience, which, again, didn't work. I've said that for the third time now, but it really is something when even Ethan's own fans are turning against him en masse. Like that, he does get pushback sometimes from his audience, but like not to this degree. It seems like everybody has just come together just to shit on Ethan for this legendarily awful performance, platforming this girl who's probably telling bullshit, and then adding to her story and almost goading her. Even though the girl sounds shady, Ethan's still being more shady by like manipulating and twisting her story. I mean, she's spineless for not correcting Ethan, but Ethan's also spineless because he's not even listening to what she's saying. He's just taking her speech and just crafting it and morphing it into like this much bigger thing than it really is, just to go after somebody that he disagrees with politically. It's psychotic. It's just amazing how far Ethan has fallen.
A lot less than what I strive for. Lifestyle, but I got a lot to ride for. I know what truthfully holds the key to my drive, but my ride is rolling on E. And I don't feel a need to even fill that tank up. Life looking bleak, but I still say thank you. Cause all we got now is that fucking moment. Can't wait for great, and you will not blow this we live.